I'm coming at the haters, they're making me more famous, cause my videos got more force than Darth Vader. Go! Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Turkish Delight, back with another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Thank you all for joining me today. Today's video is a pretty special one, especially for fans of The Last Jedi. Rumor has it we will be receiving a really late update that was meant to go live months ago with The Last Jedi season. This update is going to include just 2 new heroes we were supposed to receive alongside Finn and Captain Phasma. Apparently there was an issue with the movie being unable to meet its financial goal at the box office in time for the season release, which hurt development. But as I always say, better late than never. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump straight into these 2 new heroes and their abilities. On the light side, we have none other than the legendary Mark Hamill himself. Mark Hamill is a favorite of the Star Wars fan community and is a household name to anybody who grew up loving Star Wars, and seeing him make an appearance in Battlefront 2 is a big breath of fresh air. Like all heroes, Mark Hamill comes equipped with 3 abilities. His first ability is his left bumper, Simulfuturist, also known as Doppelganger. Using this ability, Mark Hamill sends out a force projection of himself to absorb all incoming damage for up to 5 seconds, depending on how long you hold down the ability button. Incoming attacks are focused on the projection, while Mark appears safely on another side of the map, and the absorbed damage is dealt back to the attacker. However, if you exceed the 5-second limit of the ability, then Mark Hamill is automatically defeated. This is a good move to get out of tight spots quickly, but don't overdo it. His right bumper ability is called 3 Lessons. This is a variation of Luke Skywalker's rush ability. Mark, by default, has 3 of these abilities stocked compared to the 2 in Luke's rush, and once contact on an enemy is made, Mark follows up with 2 more consecutive lightsaber slashes, similar to Kylo's Frenzy ability. Mark then gets 25% damage reduction when the 2 extra strikes are triggered. Finally, his middle ability is called For the Fans. Mark Hamill channels the Luke Skywalker from Legends, doubling his movement and attack speed, doubling his damage output and damage resistance, gaining a 3rd consecutive dodge, and making it so his stamina doesn't drain for a solid 30 seconds. This is the Luke Skywalker we all know and love. We love and appreciate you, Mark. No matter the humiliation and character destruction you went through in The Last Jedi, you will always be a hero to us. And you will be my favorite to pick in taking down our new villain, who is none other than Rian Bubbleboy Johnson. Rian Johnson has gained a bit of infamy in the Star Wars fandom, as he is the man who single-handedly destroyed the sequel trilogy and killed all excitement for Star Wars going forward. He has some pretty powerful abilities, starting with his left bumper, which is Bubble Boy. This creates an impenetrable bubble around Rian Johnson, cutting him off from all negative criticism and damage for 10 seconds. It is on a quick 1-second cooldown, so he can spam this ability and be virtually untouchable throughout the entire match. His right bumper ability is called Round Head. This ability hides his head so far up his own ass, he has a battle stance shift, which doubles his damage output until he removes his round head from his ass. This can be done by pressing the ability button again. While this ability is active, his movement speed is decreased by half since his new walking stance is a little bit awkward. Kind of looks like a pissed off crab. Combining this ability with Bubble Boy is a good strategy to taking down the hero's legacies one by one. And finally, his middle ability is called Poor Storytelling. Upon activation, opposing Jedi are automatically defeated and the villains win the match automatically. This ability is incredibly powerful because it subverts all of our expectations of how the fight was going to go. You expected an all-out war on each side, but in comes Rian Johnson, ruining the fun for everyone. This ability is very useful in heroes versus villains, especially when faced with Mark Hamill. Rian Johnson is definitely a tough contender on the villain side and more than a match for our new hero Mark. Unfortunately, there was no other information on these characters, such as star cards or emotes, but I know I'll be patiently waiting for this update to drop and we will soon get to see both characters in all their glory. Okay, if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate the hell out of you for sticking with my sense of humor. Obviously, nothing in this video is true. I just had the idea and I didn't feel like waiting a whole other year for the next April Fool's Day. And since May 4th is right around the corner, I figured this would be a fun thing to do. But ever since I started making Battlefront 2 videos, the support I've seen has been unreal. My subscriber count has not stopped going up, and though I'm still a small channel, I wanted to give back to this community and hopefully put a smile on the faces of those who were a little bit disappointed by the last film. Needless to say, I am not a fan of The Last Jedi. It is, in my humble opinion, the weakest installment in the entire Star Wars saga and a serious slap in the face to all fans of Star Wars. I have just seen Avengers Infinity War recently, and after that film's success, I just had to make something creative to rub it in Lucasfilm's, Kathleen Kennedy's, and Rian Johnson's faces. Real quick, shout out to John Talk Star Wars for the Bubble Boy idea. He had a recent video, which I will link in the description below, showing the differences between the way Marvel and Lucasfilm are going about making their products. In his video, John plays an audio clip of Rian Johnson talking about how he had to essentially build a bubble around himself and not let outside criticism affect the way he wrote The Last Jedi. John calling Johnson Bubble Boy as a result, which made me laugh a little bit too hard. For contrast, in that same video, he included a video clip of Robert Downey Jr. talking about how Marvel took the high road, really listened to the fans, and they attribute their success to that very fact. Take the lesson, Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. Take the lesson. That's all for today. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end, and I hope you at least got a little bit of enjoyment out of this. I know I had to stop myself from laughing a few times while recording it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment letting me know which ability concept was your favorite, and who would you be most eager to play as, Mark Hamill or Rian Johnson? Smash that subscribe button for more Star Wars Battlefront 2 content. I'm trying to roll out more videos on the daily. Thank you all so much for the support, and I will see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.